When you need health care, you deserve a health system that takes a whole
The following presentation is a Deej Experience production and may not be recorded, rebroadcasted, or retransmitted without the express written permission of Deej Experience LLC. For more information, visit us online at www.deejexperience.com. Good Saturday morning and welcome in to you all here on the Deej Peeps podcast. My name is Scott Lockwood. We have a full house in the building tonight. We got Mr. Rob Elchinski as normal here in the Rossbacker studio. Deej Peeps podcast brought to you, of course, by Dynasty Construction. Shout out to Josh Dine and the guys for addition, sidings, decks, roofings, kitchen, bathrooms, and complete remodeling. Contact Josh Dine and the guys at Dynasty Construction today at 814-663-8888. And welcome in here with Coach Elchinski as always. We got a few students in the house and the head coaches of the girls and boys track team, Mr. Nolan CAREY and JODY Fox. Welcome in, guys. And
Travis CAREY.
What did I say?
Nolan.
I said Nolan CAREY. Well, Nolan's over here. And Zach Turbin, Nolan CAREY, and then Mr. Blake Cook sitting down there beside Coach CAREY. And, well, guys, we usually start with how our weeks went. So, Rob, you and I got the chance to do a couple softball games already this year. The weather has been gorgeous out. Yeah. Not the case next week, but, We've had a couple good games. Fort LaBeouf was a little sketchy for the Beavers. Good rough. Pitching.
Yeah. They kind of dominated us from the mound. But, like we said last night, what a complex CORRY girls have to play on and, that advantage that they have to be able to get out on that even in not great weather and prepare. And, so lost that first one to LaBeouf. But, little rocky start even yesterday against the Iroquois, but then they kind of turned it around in the fourth and fifth innings and put that game out of reach. So, good start to their season. And, they're young in some key spots and have, some key players out. So, I'm sure they'll be ready to make the run when they need to.
Baseball getting ready to start as well. But today, it's all about the track team today. Coaches, welcome in here to the podcast. Glad to have you aboard. We don't get to cover track because of the complexity of it. If I was ESPN, we'd be out there, but there's a lot going on a track and field day. So we're glad to have you in here to get you a little recognition. And we are coming up on the season April 1st, correct?
That's right.
That's the first meet.
We're away at Meadville.
So why don't we start here with how did we do last year and where are we looking at to go this year? I don't know which one of you want to tackle it, if you both want to tackle it, or tell us a little bit about the track team last year and where you ended up.
Yeah, I'll start with the girls. The girls had a great year last year. We just had a few seniors, just a handful of seniors, and so most everyone's back. Our girls were region champs last year. We're 4-0 in the region, and we ended up at 5th at districts and took 7 girls to states last year. Which was the most we've taken states in a long time. Out of those 7 that went to states, 5 are returning this year. Just had a good showing last year. Really proud of the girls for their efforts. We had 5 girls in the podium last year. We had a 4x8 team that finished 5th in the state. And then Lindsay Hasbrook coming back this year as a senior, finished 3rd in the state in the disc. And so just fun to see our kids. It's fun to see our team succeed, but it's also fun to see those individuals kind of take it to the next level and have a good showing at the state meet. proud of those senior girls that got to go out on top. That was a lot of fun, and excited to see those incoming, not the incoming, but the underclassmen come back this year and have another run at it and keep doing well.
So I was able to talk to Lindsay. I believe it was the last softball scrimmage. She was coming around from practice, and I said, "We're going to break some records this year." And without hesitation, she's like, "That's the plan."
Yeah,
she's a very positive kid. I'm excited to see what these kids do. You know, we don't get to cover them, but I do follow it from time to time when I can get out and about. And Lindsay's just one of them kids, right?
Yeah,
she's a multiple sport athlete. She's just positive kid.
Yeah, she's going to throw in college next year. I think somewhere in the Chicago area. She's just extremely talented. She works really hard all year round. She's not just hey, I'll show up and do track and march. She works all year round, and it shows. She's thrown, I think, 126 in the disc. I think the school record's at a 132 currently, and she has a good shot at hitting that this year. I know that's her goal. She's been talking about it, and looking forward to throwing it out there this year. And she can throw that far. She's going to be one of the top throwers in the state again. Yeah,
working hard is that forte. She's another one of them kids that work with Rich Galinsky out at Lifted Health. We had him in here last week. Just the training that he's providing for our kids is phenomenal, and it's showing up all over the board. You can tell when he gets his hands on them. Yeah. They don't like it at first, but he's getting results out of our kids, and you pair that with the coaching and just the support system that our kids have here in CORRY, it's a really positive thing.
Yeah.
So as we look forward to this season, who are we looking at to make some bold moves for the girls this year?
Yeah, well, Lindsay obviously is a dominant thrower. You have Jordan Fox come back for her senior year. My daughter come back for her senior year in the 2-mile and the mile. The 4x8 relay was on the stand last year with that relay team. Coming back, looking to run that relay back with Haley Muma, and maybe some freshman girls that are stepping up into those positions. A Lakin Bale, a Chloe Jaworski, a Finley Forspring, trying to make that team. We also have Brindley Waters coming back on the hurdles this year. We didn't find out about Brindley until late in the season. She came in first year doing track, didn't know what she was going to do. She tried this, she tried that. She was all over the place, and we're just trying to find out where she fit. And by the end of the year, we found out, she's a hurdler, and she's a good hurdler. She missed the podium last year by one spot, finished 9th in districts, and probably only did the 300 hurdles a couple times before that. So a really good athlete. Looking forward to seeing her come back and run. Grace Allen is going to come back in the 100. She was obviously a triple jumper last year that went to states with a 36 1.5 foot jump, which is a school record. And Marley Martin, also a junior this year, coming back, was at states last year with a 36 1-inch jump, half-inch off Grace's school record, which they both jumped at the district meet. So in the history of CORRY track and field, over 50 years, we've never had any girl jump over 36 feet in the triple jump. And then within a period of 10 minutes, we had two. And they both had broke the school record. Unfortunately, Grace got it by a half-inch. Not unfortunately, but good for her. Got it by a half-inch. So real excited for those girls to come back. Haley Muma is going to be a problem this year in the mile and the 800, and so just really excited to see what she can do in those events. I know her goals are very high, and she's very motivated, fun to coach, and a hard-working athlete, already having great workouts this year. So those are some of the girls that are doing well.
And Muma, Grace Allen, that sophomore class this year.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal athletes, multi-sport athletes. We've seen Grace and Haley on the volleyball court, now on the basketball court. Now they're getting it done on the track, and it's going to be exciting. It's fun to watch them from 9th grade, how they progress as they get into the junior, senior years. And by the end of it, records are going to fall. Yeah. They're going to fall.
Yeah, Grace already has a school record, and Haley's closing in on the mile. As a freshman, she was 9 seconds off the school record in the mile as a freshman. She has her eyes set in that record this year, and she could do it. She's a very talented. She's already ran a a 5:37 this year, just a couple days ago, and we're still in March. Like she's flying already. And so a lot of fun to watch her train, and both those girls, as well as Jordan and Lindsay and so many other, Marley Martin, just those girls show up and they train hard and they work hard and they're rarely injured and they don't complain and they just get the job done. And I know I'm missing girls, but it's girls like that you just want to coach.
And it's a large team. I was looking at the roster, and I when I was doing the artwork for the cover of the podcast today, I was like, how do you guys keep track of all these kids? Like, Coach Carey, that's got to be mind-boggling at times.
It's a challenge, for sure. We have 44 boys. I don't know.
We have about 39 girls.
39 girls, so numbers are good.
That's a lot to keep track of.
It sure is.
The bus trips have to be phenomenal, right?
2 buses in a van.
Yeah.
To away dual meets, yeah.
Right.
That's why just adding, like we're talking about adding coaches this year that really help with that, help us not miss kids or miss athletes that need the extra coaching and want to be coached.
Yeah.
So who do we have? Who do we have to help out with the coaching staff?
Ryan Muncie came on. She's formerly Ryan Brundage. She's a CORRY grad, obviously, through javelin at Penn State. She volunteered quite a bit last year when she could.
And the school record holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's touching that record for a while.
I don't even know what it is.
It's far. It's way out there.
I have it here.
I have it here, too.
It's on my phone. So she helped out when she could last year. And
it's 142.10.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it. Yep, 142.10. 2017.
Yeah, I mean, put that in comparison. We have some good jab throwers. Lindsay throws a 101. Lauren Brundage, the freshman this year, relative of coach there,
Yeah.
And she's a freshman. She's already thrown 98 feet this year. I mean, 98, 101, those are good tosses. And, I mean, 142 is insane. That's out there.
Yeah. Hasbrook in 5th on the list from what I got at 102.2.
Yeah.
Only need 40 more feet, right?
40, yeah.
Only 40 feet.
That's like improving your 100 by 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. So she's been a blessing. She volunteered last year when she could. She'd come maybe once a week to a practice, and then she'd show up at some meets, and really appreciate that. We were able to bring her on full time this year. Last couple years, I was coaching the pole vault and the javelin, which was a lot. You have your hands full. You'd start with some drills with one event and then go over to the other event, get them going on drills. And, kids need supervised closely to make sure they're doing the technique correctly. So it was nice to bring her on. I'm focusing more on the pole vault this year. Coach Fox last year worked with the distance and the long and triple. So same thing. You try to work with one group and then get another group started on drills. So we brought on Ashley Van Erden. She coached at Union City. She actually did her student teaching here in CORRY. She was on schedule to be hired a few years ago and then got a job in Union City. So we were able to bring her on staff this year. So it's really been, it's nice. We have a full staff and all the events are covered.
So what's the outlook on the boys this year? How are we looking as far? I know we got a hurdler that's looking to improve some records.
Yeah, we last year we finished 500 in the region. We were 5th at District 10. We took 2 boys to states, Noel and CAREY, in the javelin, and we took Blake Cook in the 110 hurdles. We have a nice group of seniors. Will Allen's a veteran. He'll be triple jumping for us, running the 4x1. Isaiah Bale will be pole vaulting. Nolan Carey will be throwing the javelin, possibly 4x1. We'll see how that shakes out. He's pretty excited about that. Cam Ricketts will be hurdling for us. Mason Savitz, he's in that transitional period right now. finishing up his wrestling season. He needs to take care of his body. He's looking to make some waves in the long jump, perhaps the high jump, perhaps the pole vault, depending on what his body will allow him to do. So he's been, in close communication with me and Mike, our trainer. So we're waiting to see what his body will allow him to do. But he's just a great athlete. Zach Turbin, mid-distance and distance. Noah West and Judah Zins is also a senior. Blake, obviously, in the hurdles, set the school record last year for us. Cooper Hodak is a junior. He's just that utility guy. He'll do what he's asked of. Just a great competitor. Couple of rookies. Lucas Baker we have out this year. Just getting to know him and what his abilities are. Right now, he's throwing the javelin. We want to get him in some other events. He's going to run the 100. The high jump probably. So looking forward to a nice season with him. Chris Bemis is new to track this year. Played football. He's looking at the pole vault, some sprinting events, long jump. So looking forward to see what he can do. Parker Trask plays basketball. He's out this year. Landon Atha, someone to watch in the javelin. He's a really good athlete, very powerful. Nick Scout, another sophomore. Paxton Zinn's a strong distance runner for us as a sophomore. Freshman-wise, Connor Sterling. He did very well on the football team. He is fearless. I've never seen a freshman play like that on the football field. He has that trigger, and he's just a great competitor. So we're looking for great things out of him in the jumping events and the sprinting events. Gavin Allball, shot and disc. We have high hopes for this crew.
So change from this year, the new regions down to AA this year, correct?
Yep, we're down to AA, AAA last year, so that affects some of the qualifying standards for districts and states. So
is it better or worse, or
it's usually better?
Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but for example, last year in the javelin, it was 176 was the qualifying mark. One what? 78, and then this year's 176.
Okay. So. All right. So we're going to take a look at the schedule here. We got to take a quick break and make sure our bills get paid here. But things are looking up for the track team this year from last year. The boys down to AA. The competition, is it going to be as stiff, or will it be a little lighter schedule?
Oh, it'll be as stiff. Oil City, Titusville, Franklin, and Meadville. That's who makes up our region.
Okay. Okay.
It's always a close one with those guys.
We'll talk about it when we come back. You're listening and watching the Deej Peeps Sports Podcast. We'll be back with scheduled talk, and we got a few of the student athletes in the house. We're going to get them on mic and talk about their goals for the year. We'll be back right after this.
I do this because I love it. I love working with my hands. I love working with people. I love watching things transform from what they used to be to what we can make them become. We are a full-service general contractor. We do everything from the ground up. We take pride in the fact that we don't use a lot of subcontractors. We have our own in-house masons, cement, roofers, siders, drywall finishing, electricians. This is our 20th year in business, and we started out with just a couple of guys with a cordless kit and a ladder. We've grown from there. We really try to focus on quality of work, quality over quantity. Things don't always happen overnight, and it takes time to make things perfect. We run our business like a business. Everything that we do is professional. With a phone call to us, we would set up a meeting for us to come out and meet with you, go over your project, what you are hoping to gain from it, the things that you want to see input into it. And then I would create a proposal. We would send it out to you. You'd let us know your thoughts, whatever things that we got correct, whatever things need to be worked on, and then we would grow it into exactly what you want. Our employees mean the world to us. We couldn't do what we do without the guys that we have. And we take pride in the fact that most of the guys that have been here for a very long time. If you're looking to have a project done, feel free to reach out to us.
We think Ross Becker Insurance is a place for you and for your family, for your individuals, for your businesses, because we want to be your insurance advisor. We're local, we're knowledgeable, we have contracts with all different insurance carriers to customize and fit the right insurance program for your needs. We're here, you can come sit down with us, talk to us one-on-one, sit across from the kitchen table, sit across from our desks, and we can give you good insurance advice, how you can save money, where you don't want to save money and skimp out on coverage. And so we're there to help balance that and give you good insurance advice, good risk management advice. So after you have a claim disaster, you can have confidence that your family, your businesses, your cars, your assets are best protected.
And welcome back in here to the Deej Peeps Sports Podcast. Scott Lockwood hanging out with you. Rob Elchinski with us and the CORRY track team. Visit us online at deejexperience.com if you're not already there. Also on Facebook, YouTube, and the Boxcast streaming apps on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and Chromecast. I think I got them all in, Rob. As we're here with the track team. And right now we're going to pass it over to the student athletes. We're going to talk about our goals for the year and what we expect. And we'll start with Mr. Cook on the end here, and we'll work our way all the way around down here to Nolan Carey. So, Mr. Cook, it's been a while since...
it's been a while.
Since after football season we've had you on, and we had music playing the whole time you were talking just about. But
I know.
We got that fixed up for you, so... track. Let's talk a little track, shall we? What are we looking at this year?
Basically just the same events I did last year, just the 110 hurdles, 300 hurdles, and running the 4x4 relay with Zach over here, Paxton, Judah, and possibly Connor. It looks like a very good year that we will have. There's very big upside potential for us.
So, out of all the things you do, hurdles your favorite?
Oh, 100%.
What is so special about hurdles? Why do you like it?
I don't know.
Other than you're really good
Honestly,
at it.
Other than you're good at it, yeah.
I would say just running in a straight line, like for the 100 and 200, I don't really see a point in that. I like a little bit of an obstacle, something to get over. And it's hard to be good at hurdles. Like, I've seen some of these kids who will run 13.8s, 13.7s, and it's flawless. Like, you don't really get a lot of good hurdlers around. So it's nice to work hard at something and just know that all that I did wasn't really like genetics or anything I just already had. It's something I had to work hard for, and that you earn what you put in. It's very nice, because especially when you go to invites or states, you might have like 6, 7 good hurdlers, and it's just fun to talk to them too, because everyone kind of has the same journey. Everyone starts out not too good, and then you just improve together.
So you set a record last year, 39.96 in the 36 300 meter.
Yes, I did.
You have a little ways to go in the 39 inch. Zach Dow holds the record at 14.59.
Should we tell them what I did at the mock meet?
Yeah, well, we do the punch with the mock meet, so it's hard to tell the exact time. But he was from the punch, he was under that time in the 110 hurdles, so that was exciting. You have to add some even with a punch, so it probably would have been just a little bit above the school record when we add the time to it. But I mean, he's right there. It'd be fun to see what we can do when we actually got the computer camera set up and can actually get an exact time. But I mean, he's knocking on that door. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Blake has that record by the time he graduates.
Well, we wish you the best. So you're a multi-sport athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You played football. Are you coming back to football next year?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to it with my parents and doctors, and they see no point in me not playing. There's like, if you're healthy by then and you think it's a good choice, and we're all backing you up. So next season I'll be out there and for my senior year, and I'm just happy I can be out there with the people I've spent 4 years playing with. Yeah.
So out of the two tracks, still your number one, right?
Yeah, it's just got a special place in my heart. I don't know why, but.
So have you begun looking for schools? Do you know? Have you narrowed it down, or?
I've tried a little bit. Obviously, everyone has that dream school, Pitt.
Main campus?
Yeah, but I think realistically I'll probably go to Mercyhurst, especially because they just got a new track program not too long ago, actually. And when we did a little tour there, they checked every box except that they didn't have a track team. And when my dad sent me a video that they just made one and it was connected to their cross country, I was very happy. I was standing in the lunch line with my team manager, Kingston Jackson and Gavin Kent. They were showing me and they were giving me like the times and stuff of what I would need to run, and I was like, well, I guess we can try that one.
All right. So at the top of the list, but not confirmed yet.
Not confirmed.
All right. So if Pitt comes calling, that's where you're going 100%.
I will pick up that phone. And I'm going.
Well, so, just as too, Blake had a great indoor season too. He got to run at the state meet and the indoor. And indoor doesn't have AA, AAA divisions. It's just everybody in the state's in one division, and you got to be in the top 24 hurdlers in the state. And Blake, I think, was seeded 22nd, 23rd, right there on the line of getting in. And he got to go down and finish 17th, which it's a huge deal to be one of the 17th best hurdlers in the nation, or not the nation, the state is a big deal. Yeah, so a lot of fun. Had a great indoor season. A lot of fun doing that.
And I think he just said, I got that dog in me.
Yeah.
Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Mr. Cook, we wish you the best of luck. We're going to turn it over here to Mr. Zach Turbin, another multi-sport athlete for the Beavers. Zach, what are you looking forward to this track season?
Like Blake said, I think we have a lot of potential this season, especially in the 2-mile relay, and mid-distance and distance. I will be running the 800 mainly and focused on that. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of potential, and I think we can get a lot of guys at states this year.
So, your goals are. We talk about records and all that, and records don't mean a whole lot if you're not involved, like the whole team aspect of track. How does that differ from other sports?
The records in track are very individual. Sports are like very other sports like football, basketball, very team like oriented, and it takes a lot of people. Track's an individual sport, so breaking records like that takes just a lot of work on your own and stuff in the off season. Would
I be correct, Coach CAREY, in just saying that track has a lot in common with wrestling as far as being a team and an individual?
Yes.
Is that how you look at it?
That's how I look at it, right. There's still a team score, but, a lot of the postseason, you see, a lot of individual performances. They still keep a team score, but, track is challenging in keeping that team concept, and we do a thing on Fridays, team bonding. So just yesterday we did a 4-man push-ups or 4-person push-ups, and we had co-ed teams, and it was just fun because, you know, working with the pole vault or working with the javelin, you don't necessarily get to hang out with the distance runners or the hurdlers. So basically, after we meet and stretch and warm up, you know, we go off into our individual events. So, you know, in order to keep that team concept, we try to do something fun for the kids.
Yeah, and I think you really see that around the track, right? When, you know, you see the people from different events cheering on their teammates, right? That event they may not even be in at all, right? And yet, you know, you got the throwers out, you know, cheering on the sprinters or the distance runners when they're running around the track and things. And that's that camaraderie around that. I think that's important. And, you know, that really helps to bring that team together.
For sure. And we even did it, the coaches demonstrated that 4-person push-ups yesterday. So I think it's important for the staff, too, to, you know, I don't have a clue what Jody's doing with the distance runners. He doesn't have a clue what the pole vaulters are doing. So when we can get together and just work as a staff and work as a group of athletes, it's fun.
And that's the challenge with coaching track is like you're coaching individuals and individual events, especially when you get to those high levels like states, you know. But it's a challenge to try as a coach to try to remind the athletes all the time that we're a team. We're a team, you know. We want to work together. And sometimes we ask you to do certain things you're not used to doing in certain races, region races. We can get a win, you know. I had a couple conversations yesterday with a couple girls saying, hey, I may ask you to do something in this first race coming up in Meadville that I'll probably not ask you to do the rest of the year, you know, but we want to try to get a win, and it may come down to this last relay, and I need to find the right girls in this last relay to get a win. And so, you know, it's a challenge to coach track sometimes because, like Zach said, it's very individual, you know, at those higher levels. But it's also trying to get these kids to work together at the same time to come together to be region champ, have a chance to be a District 10 champ.
All right. Well, Zach, basketball, football, track, which one's your favorite one to do?
Right now, track, but football was pretty cool too. You know, I didn't play for very long, but yeah.
The kick heard around the world.
The kick heard around District 10 is what we called it. Now, being your senior year, have you already gone through, hey, I want to go to college? What schools you looking at? Where are you thinking about?
I think I'm going to Penn State Barron for business, and that's my plan. I don't plan on running track or doing any other sport, but...
So you're just going for academic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And your personal goals this year on track, we're looking at a record time of 51:62 in the you're 400? You run 400? Are you looking to get to that mark?
It would be very nice.
Can you get it? I mean, it's like, what, 2 seconds you got to shave off?
Yeah.
What's the regiment in trying to get yourself in shape to be able to do that?
Just a lot of hard work, speed training, especially for the 400. I'm not that fast, and I'm more like distance oriented, but you know, a lot of speed work, stuff like that. And we have a good shot for the 4x4 this year, so it'll be exciting to see what we can do.
So the 4x4, who else is in that?
Blake, Paxton Zins, Judah Zins, and Connor Sterling. And it's going to be a competition between 5 of us to see who's going to be top 4.
Okay.
Don't let Zach undercut himself a little bit. He was 5th at districts last year in the 400. He's got a little bit more speed than he lets on. But he also is a very strong 800-meter runner who has already run a 2:03 this year a couple days ago, which is a solid 800 for March. And we haven't even put speed in at all. I mean, we've done 0 speed work. We've done all this distance work, laying down a base, laying down a foundation with 0 speed at this point. And I mean, he's already running a 2:03, so his 800 time's solid, but he's got a nice 400.
Well, a 2:03 would put him in the top 3 in the all-time record book from what we got here. So best of luck with you on that one. And Penn State Barron for business, and anything else? What are you looking for here? This is your senior year, so your last go at it in any sport. What have you enjoyed most over your high school career, sports-wise?
Definitely the success in track. It's my best sport, so I enjoyed doing it in that season the most. with all the work I put in and everything. Just seeing what I get out of it is great.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck this year. We're going to pass it on down here to Mr. Nolan CAREY, who has been known for his antics on the football field as a starting QB. QB1, we call it. Nolan, what are we looking at doing this year in the track and field scene?
Well, I want to be district champ again in the javelin and make it to states again.
So is what all events do you partake in?
Well,
I know you're excited about running.
Well, that's what the coaches want me to do. So
That's what you're
they're trying to talk me into the 4x1. But I'll probably do the 100 for sure to keep my speed up, and then obviously jav.
So 172.11 is good for second in school history.
Yes.
How do you get to the 212 mark?
A lot of hard work. I mean, that's a monster of a throw by Derek McRae. It was.
Yes,
back
not
in
taking away
2001.
anything from Derek, but they were throwing later jabs back then. There was a time period where I don't know how many grams it was, but
Well, the center of gravity was different too.
yeah, he was a heck of a javelin thrower. And kudos to Derek. He reaches out to Nolan and I quite often. Hey, I'm going to be in town. He lives in Florida, and
He's going to be.
we
up
tried
there
to
soon.
hook up last year, couldn't do it. The year before, he came out and worked with the kids, and we're going to try to get with him in the beginning of April, right, Derek?
I think so.
Yeah. So, he's very gracious about coming in and working with the kids and sharing his information. So I have pictures of him in high school throwing at the state meet. It's incredible. He was an incredible athlete. And you've been bringing up multi-sport athletes, and Derek was one of them. Football, wrestling, and track, and all these guys sitting here are multi-sport athletes. I just can't say enough about, they come to us in shape, and that's why they achieve these lofty goals, and there's something to be said for a multi-sport athlete.
And we hear a lot, Coach. Sometimes, they're playing volleyball. Now the volleyball season's over. Now you're playing volleyball, and you should be focusing on basketball. And CORRY seems to be a little more open when it comes to sharing athletes. In other schools, it's not necessarily the case. I think there is a case to be said that, when you talk to college coaches, they want multi-sport athletes.
Yes, they do, for sure.
Don't focus on one. Get involved in as much as you can. Learn as much as you can, because the sports do kind of benefit one another.
Yep. I try to go to the football coaches clinic. It's in State College. One year it was in Pittsburgh. This year it was in Harrisburg. And more often than not, you hear these, big college coaches that are recruiting. They'll leave there and go scout someone that's playing basketball or wrestling. It's just, that's what they want. And just after football season, other than the weight room, we want the kids to wrestle, play basketball, swim. It's just so beneficial for them.
All right. Well, Nolan, track, football, wrestling, what's your favorite?
That's a hard question. I mean, because I've played football for all of my life, I'd have to say football. But just the fact of being around, the environment and track, I find that pretty cool too. Just everybody's there. They have their own goals. It's more of an individual sport, but I think everybody's there for the same reason.
So going forward here, your senior year, what schools are you looking at, and what do you want to go for?
Well, actually, not recently. Well, pretty recently, I committed to, verbally, to Slippery Rock University. I'm going to be throwing jav there, and I'm debating on walking on or trying to walk on for football.
Okay. So verbally, nothing set in stone yet?
I mean, I haven't announced it really.
If you had a choice.
Yes, you did.
Wait, your mom wrote a check.
Yeah, so it is official.
And if you hadn't announced it, you have now.
Yes, it is now.
So Slippery Rock. So you're going to throw jab there.
Yes.
With walking on the football. Now they are D2?
Division 2.
Division 2.
They were in the Division 2 championship this year.
Okay. So And it's not too far from home, right?
Hour and 40 minutes.
It beats like a 13-hour drive somewhere.
We visited maybe a month ago or so, maybe a little over.
Yeah.
Their head coach is super nice, great facilities. They're growing. They're not in financial trouble like some other state institutions, and they have the programs that no one wants to study, and I think it's just a good fit for him.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck this season. Looking back on your high school career, what are some of your favorite memories? Any sport?
Definitely football. I mean, that produces the most memories, just like after the big wins, in the locker room, stuff like that. One that really stuck out to me was my sophomore year against Fairview. We beat them on their homecoming. We were down, I think it was 27-7 at halftime.
That was a mad comeback.
And we came back and beat them 28-27 on their homecoming. So
I remember
that was
that
pretty
game.
Cool.
Yeah.
They were already celebrating.
I know.
Yeah, and that's the year that we had opened up and started doing Fairview as like a fourth string. And the guys that were doing it were helping. I think we had one of them with me and Dewey, and we were calling the game, and his tone changed as the game went into the third and fourth quarter, and I'm like, but yeah, that was a great game. And this year, for me, some of my favorite memories have been the after General McLean beat us up at our homecoming, we went and ruined everybody else's homecoming, everybody else's senior night. It's like every week there was a senior night or a homecoming, and we were just trouncing everybody else's because we were mad that ours got ruined. So, but yeah, that Fairview game, that was an awesome game to call, that big comeback win. And then this year, man, you guys had a phenomenal season on the football field. It's been fun to call this year.
Can I share my favorite memory?
You absolutely can.
Not many people know this. But
I don't know if we can go back that far.
I don't know what grade you were in, Nolan, but Mason Savitz was our long snapper for punt. I think you were a freshman. And those boys, like before practice, they're playing catch, they're long snap, and they're just having fun. It was just a group of guys that come out and have fun. And Paul Carney is our special teams coordinator. And so we have to punt, and we don't have a long snapper. Mason's hurt, and he's like, who can long snap? And all of a sudden, no one's standing there in front of him. Like, I can do it. He runs onto the field, long snaps, and we're off and running. No one knows that, but it's just a case of, like, he knew how to do that because they would long snap to each other. We'd long snap in the yard. It's just a bunch of guys that like hanging out and having fun. You remember that?
Kinda, yeah. not too well.
Yeah. I don't know what we would have done. Like, he just ran out in the field. I can do it. And there he goes.
All right.
That's my favorite memory.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We get back, we're going to talk about the schedule, and record predictions are always fun, so we'll hit that, and then we'll close it up with some fun stuff. And so track team here, talking football, talking all kinds of sports and futures. We'll be back right here on the Deej Peeps podcast right after this.
Hi, this is Bob Brown from CORRY Fitness. As winter's running down and things are starting to get a little better, we actually can see that there's an end to this winter. It would be really nice for us to start thinking about what we're going to look like on the beach next summer. And that might be a little scary for some of us. And what we want to do is we want to try to get into the gym at CORRY Fitness, start out your summer program, talk about your fitness plan. But not only that, we have a great stand-up tanning booth and get a jump on the tanning. We have some great tanning packages that include membership. We also have tanning packages just by themselves. And just start your thinking about what summer's going to look like so that you got a head start on that. So come on down to CORRY.Fitness, give us a call, and we'll be glad to set you up on those packages to let you know when all that's available. Thanks, and have a great day.
There'd be a lot of things that didn't get accomplished if it wasn't for CORRY Community Foundation. They've just really been a driver behind improving the community.
3 of the organizations that I'm heavily involved with get assistance, get advisement, along with grants from the CORRY Community Foundation. Without their help, there are many things in the CORRY area that would not happen.
Organizations know that they are backed up, that they have somewhere to go if necessary for their funds.
CCF can help coordinate funds with other major donors and groups like ECRA and the Erie Community Foundation, and helping us get grants, matching dollar grants. So it's a way to compound our impact.
It needs an organization that's trying to make things happen.
So by going through the CORRY Community Foundation, it will ensure that our money gets put in the places we care about here within CORRY.
You don't have to be a millionaire. You can leave a couple $100, you can leave a couple $1,000, you can leave whatever. When everybody pulls together, it makes a big difference.
Your money is long going to outlive you for the benefit and the good of the community. And so I have comforts in knowing that CCF, long after Brad and I are gone, is that we're still going to be able to provide value to CORRY just by even giving a little bit to the CORRY Community Foundation.
Why should you choose CORRY Federal Credit Union? Since 1958, CORRY Federal Credit Union has been committed to your community, your hometown, and to you. CFCU has accounts for all your needs like checking, savings, youth accounts, business accounts, money market, CDs, IRAs, and HSAs with rates that work for you. They have unbeatable loan rates for auto, mortgage, signature, line of credit, and business loans. They have you covered. CORRY Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, and 315 Main Street in Spartansburg. Federally insured by NCUA, equal housing lender. Membership eligibility required.
When you need health care, you deserve a health system that takes a whole person approach to medicine for you and your family. Whether you need the expert care of our hospitals, the specialized knowledge of our clinical practices, the compassionate support of our behavioral health network, or our continuum of services for seniors, you can rely on LECOM Health. Founded in Erie, invested in Erie, advancing healthcare in Erie. LECOM Health, whole person care for a lifetime.
And welcome back in here to the Deej Peeps Sports Podcast. Scott Lockwood, Rob Elchinski with you, along with Coach CAREY, Coach Fox, Mr. Blake Cook, Nolan CAREY, and Mr. Turbin, as we're talking track and field today. And coaches, I want to get taking a look at the schedule for the upcoming season here, and we'd like to do a little record predictions and what do you think is going to fall, and overall team record-wise. We start off April Fool's Day, right? Meadville. Meadville always poses a problem on different levels, right? Bigger kids, they're fast down there. So that one, a challenge right out of the gate, correct?
Yeah, Meadville for the girls is our toughest challenge. I mean, I think we'll be fine against Oil City, Titusville, and Franklin. I don't think we'll have much of a challenge there. Our girls' team's really good. And but Meadville is always our biggest challenge. I mean, they have Megan Pulio, who's one of the best 800-meter runners in the state, one of the best milers in the state, probably one of the best 400-meter runners in the state. I mean, she could do it all. She's probably going to win all three of those events, and we just have to minimize the damage there with her and put the right pieces in place. The problem is we don't know what to expect from anywhere else on their team except Megan, because this is their first meet and this is our first meet. And so usually we do a little research, find out what their people are doing, where we strategize where we're going to put our girls, and we're going into this blind. But they are too, and so we're going to put our best team on the field and hope for the best.
It's always a tight competition with Meadville, Titusville, Oil City, and Franklin. We beat Titusville last year. We beat Franklin. What did we do against Meadville? I can't remember, boys. It's always back and forth. It's always close with those guys.
I think sophomore year we might have won by like 3 points.
Yeah, it's always close with those guys. We beat Titusville last year, so Oil City's always tough. We haven't beat them in the last couple of years, so they have a really good program. So that'll be our biggest challenge is Oil City.
We got some invitational. What's the difference between regular and invitational? Is it because they're on the schedule different?
Right. So you can only take 3 athletes per event in an invitational. So in our dual meets, everyone competes. So
okay.
The dual meets against 2 teams, or an invitational, you're going to have 20, 30, depending on the size of the invitational, 40 teams there. That's why you're only allowed to compete 3 people for an event. So
got it.
Lot better competition at those invitationals.
So we go from a couple of invitationals. We have Titusville at home. Only 2. Is it typical to have just 2 home meets?
Yeah. Last year we had 3.
Okay.
So it's we typically don't have more than 2 or 3 home meets.
Yeah, and that reason, though, Scott, is because the schedule's not actually very long for the regular season because they're doing so many invitationals and things like that. It's just not.
You also can't
big.
run athletes like Zach can't run an 800 3 times a week. Like he can play basketball game 3 times a week. It's not healthy for him. You look at the college schedules, and they have far less. Like cross country in college, there's like 6 or 7 meets, and that's it. We have like 13 or 14 in high school. Like you can't run distance runners specifically every other day all year long. It's not healthy for them if you want to get the best out of those athletes. And so for some, my throwers could throw a lot more probably, it's not as demanding on your body, but even in that, like if you get Lindsay throwing every other day, it's not going to be healthy for her.
Yeah, it's a different stress on them, right?
A lot more injuries could come about. You just have to limit how many times you can compete. So that's what we got. We only have 4 dual meets.
And the timing of these meets is important too. We actually moved Meadville. That was scheduled for the week of the Erie County meet, and so we got with Meadville to see if we could run the first week of April because we wanted our athletes at top performance that week of Erie County Classic. So that's the reason why we're running them April 1st.
And bringing that up, so how do you guys try to do that, right? Because unlike basketball and those things, all you want in football even, right? You want them to peak it, but I mean, you can't wait to peak in football, right? I mean, the first game may be your biggest game, right? You got to be ready to go. But in like track or swimming or those types of things, right? I mean, you don't want, these guys going out and getting their best time week 1, right? I mean, it's kind of a building process. So how do you guys go about, kind of preparing that throughout the season?
Well, I think we just need to taper off towards the middle, late part of the season, how much weight training we're doing, how much running we're doing. We just want their legs fresh, their arms ready to go. We just need to be careful of what we do, the late part of the season.
For us in distance, mid-distance to distance, we're always talking about our aerobic and our anaerobic thresholds. We spend a lot of time on our aerobic threshold. We don't do a lot of speed. We do a lot of miles. Our intervals, like intervals the other day, we're running 200 on again, off again. We're 200 hard, 200 off, and they were slower 200s than normal. But you're doing a lot more of them because we're building up that base still. As the year progresses, we start really trying to bump up to the anaerobic threshold, and we start crossing that line, and we start really pushing hard in shorter, faster intervals, trying to pick up that speed. But you got to do it like over time. We start doing that speed work now, then they peak mid-April, and they're dying out by the time May hits. And so we want them to have their best performances at districts. That's the goal. Everything is just building to that day, and trying to have their best performances on that one day. And so it's a process. But I know for a lot of us, we plan our workouts for the whole year before the season starts. I know everything my athletes are doing. I make adjustments as we go, but I know a lot about what my athletes are doing weeks and weeks in advance, because you got to schedule your workouts between the meets, and you got to find the right days to get those workouts in. And sometimes we use meets as workouts, depending on who we're running. I'll throw an athlete in 3 or 4 events saying this is a workout day. We're going to get a workout in. So
part of that challenge too is getting athletes from another sport that are in pretty good condition, and then you have athletes that come in that maybe they haven't done a sport in the winter or the fall. So managing all of those different athletes differently, getting them ready to physically compete, that's a challenge, because you have basketball players and wrestlers coming in. They might approach a workout like, this is nothing. I've done this for the last couple months. And then you have, some kids that are dying, so managing that aspect is very challenging.
Yeah.
So, looking at the schedule, what would be your favorite event that you're looking forward to for the year? Outside of the District 10 championships, obviously.
Very biased. I got a daughter who runs distance, mid-distance, so the 4x8's one of my favorite events to watch and compete, but we're also good at it. We had a lot of strong athletes in that event, a lot of freshman girls coming up that are going to fill those positions that are vacated by Jordan and Haley in the future, that are going to be good athletes. So I really love that event. I think it's a fun one. We've had success in it this past year. I think we'll have success in it this year. And so, a little biased there as well when your daughter runs in it. But it is a lot of fun to watch. But I really like the 800 too. I think Zach's going to have a good year in the 800, Paxton in the 800, Haley in the 800. That's a fun event to watch. You ever watch an Open 8? It's not for the faint of heart, and it is a lot of fun to watch because it is fast and quick and over fast.
I still argue it's the toughest race out there.
Oh, everybody hates it. I'm always, what's the worst event on the track? 800.
It's a tweener. You're not distance and you're not a sprinter, and
you start out fast, you
right.
get out, and then you're like, oh, we have to finish now. So.
Yeah.
All right, looking at the schedule going down through, we then get after invitationals at Oil City, McDowell, where we have Franklin at home. Then
that'll be our senior night.
That's senior night?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on a Tuesday. I'm dying to try something track related.
I think we could figure something out, Scott.
I think you should, Scott.
We could just do the track and get updates on the field. I could talk through track the whole time they were running.
Well, you'd be the guy then, because I don't know. We'll have to talk about it, but we have it's probably just a name thing, but the Erie County Classics at Harbor Creek.
That's our old Erie County meet. So we actually hosted that here 1999. I ran the pole vault. We won the pole vault that year. Sean Pollock was the champion. It was a lot of fun, but we got away from it, and Harbor Creek took it over. I don't know when they did that, but it's been there for the last probably 15, 20 years, I'm guessing.
It's kind of the build-up for the district meet. It's a week and a half before districts. It's the last really meet you're going to run before districts, and the kids do well. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good athletes.
So it's an invitational, but you're not going to see, teams from Southern District 10. It's just all your Erie County teams.
Okay. So then district championships are on May 17th on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Friday starts the state championships in Shippensburg. So as you're preparing throughout the season, when you get to that District 10 championship, what are the weeks building up to that? Like, how's the planning, how's the training differ from the beginning of the year?
We started doing a lot of tapering, less miles, a little bit more speed, even with jumps, just tapering a little bit, less jumps, resting those legs a little more. Depending on what event you're in, it's all different to some degree. But you're just hoping one of those jumpers can pop a jump at districts, and they're not going to do that if their legs are shot from jumping constantly. And so same with distance. Zach's not going to run a sub 2 if he's running 40 miles a week mid-May. It's like we're dropping his miles off or picking up the intervals that we do a little bit more intensity but less, so they're fresh and feel good going in. Try to manage any injuries we can manage going into that district meet.
All right, Rob, we're at 12 o'clock sharp. Anything you got for the coaches?
No, I mean, that's great. I love track. I love watching track. Love seeing how these guys do, and I would. I mean, if we can figure out a way to do it, I could talk and fill up track for the whole time they were there, and no, I mean, these guys do a great job, and it's a huge commitment, and then all these athletes have to get out there in the nasty weather, right? I mean, it's. It doesn't matter if it's 30 degrees or 80 degrees. I mean, sometimes the coaches might be nice and let them run indoors a little bit, but typically, right, you got to get outside, right? Because you can't simulate running in the hallways, right? And those types of things. And so, it's good credit, great credit to all of these guys and the coaching staff and the athletes who get out there and bust their tails, no matter what the weather's like. And and these guys put a great product out there all the time.
All right, well. Let's do this. If you guys can email me everything from meets, invitationals, or whatever, record-wise, time-wise, or whatnot, we promise to get out there and get some interviews going at least. Yeah. And, just during the season stuff, we may tape it and bring it in on the podcast, and we'll have a little track section just because we don't get out there and cover it as much. But I think Rob and I are going to sit down eventually and talk about Tuesday, April 29th, Franklin here for senior night. Maybe try and get something in line to do some of that. How's that sound, Rob?
Yep, sounds good.
That'd be great.
We'll talk about it. And again, it's because it's so spread out all over the place, we don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But you don't know if you don't try. So... we'll promise you guys that. We'll try and show up on the 29th, whether it's Rob and Dewey or Steve and Rob or someone of that nature. I don't know what the baseball or softball schedules look like, so... and again, that's the problem there is we need volunteers as well. So, but we'll make an effort this year to get a little more track involved, whether it's interviews or whatnot.
Appreciate it.
So,
any mind if we talk record watch real fast? Just
record
real fast?
watch?
Yeah, just real fast.
Yeah. You're free.
I just want to throw a shout out real fast. I think Haley Mumaz got a great shot at the record in the mile. I think Lindsay Hasbrook's got a great record shot in the disc. The triple jump with either Marley Martin or Grace Allen could go either way. I have a feeling be switching those names back and forth from year to year. Grace in the 100 and 200 could easily be running down one of those records this year as well. And so excited for that. I don't know about the guys.
Well, javelin possibly. Blake's going to do his thing. Zach, our 4x8, 4x4. There's a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah, and the impressive thing when you talk about records, the fact that you can bring up that many records that kids are actually close to.
Yeah.
I mean, the track records have been around. I mean, not all of them, right? But I mean, most of them are 5, 10, some are 20 years old, right? And when you start talking about there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, out there, that is impressive because some of those records have just hung around forever. I mean, these kids don't even know the names of the people on those record boards, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think the oldest record we have is from the 60s still, right?
Yeah, it's probably Fred Corbett. Yeah, shot and discus for both, right?
Yep.
All right. Any last words from our athletes over here? Anything you guys want to shout out?
Go Beavs.
Go Beavs. All right. Well, we want to thank all of you for coming in and joining us. We got to get some ladies in here at some point, all the shy ones. By the last name of Fox. We won't mention any names, though. It's been a privilege to have you guys here, and we look forward to seeing what you all do in track and field this year. And like I said, we'll try and get out there and formulate some kind of coverage somewhere along the way. So thank you guys for joining us. It's been fun having you here.
Thanks
so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's going to wrap us up for the podcast today. Want to make sure you check the Facebook page and TikTok, Twitter, all that we do, as rain is going to come into effect this week, Rob, for our softball, baseball coverage. So it's going to be a bumpy ride this week, I think, as far as scheduling and game change times and all that other stuff.
Yeah, just have to do what you do.
So,
Corey. That's what you do.
Yeah, Northwestern PA weather this time of year. So we're going to sign off for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you this coming week for Beaver Athletics right here on the Deej Experience Sports Stream. Thank you for watching the podcast. God bless you all. Have a great day.
That was very skibbity.